Welcome back to another episode of the Paul or Nothing Experience. We've got an exciting new project to bring to you guys today. We've been sitting on this car for a few months, ordering parts and getting ready to get stuck into this project. We're building our first race car. So what we've got here is a Nissan Pulsar SSS. It's got an SR20 engine. It's a front wheel drive format, and we're getting it ready to enter in the APRO Racing Series. Let's have a look. We found this as the cheapest SSS Pulsar available in New South Wales. I went to Mount Druitt and picked it up. It runs and drives, came without any rego, which is fine for my purposes. The interior probably has to go anyway, so that's pretty convenient for me. I'm no purist, but I definitely didn't want to take a tidy Jap spec off the road to potentially have somebody hit me or me hit somebody. So the APRO Racing Series is a grassroots motorsport where you can pretty much get a standard SSS Pulsar, meet the safety requirements and get out there. You can spend as much money as you want on certain things and you're not allowed to do anything to other things. So we won't be breaking the engine open, we'll just be giving it a tidy up, a refresh, good service, and start replacing the parts required. So we need to replace the coilovers, brakes, rotors, front hubs, lower control arms. We'll do a full service, do a safety switch, a few gauges. I've ordered a roll cage, which I ordered a few months ago. There was a 4-month wait, I think that was. So that should be here end of January, maybe February. So season actually starts in February. Our intention this year is just to get out there for probably 4 races of the season, see what it's all about and get the car dialed in to be full season next year. May or may not have been on the track before. What do you think, Bo? You ready to go racing, mate? You ready to race? You ready to race, mate? The dash is pretty trashed, but conveniently it came with one that's in much better condition. We're going to be chopping that up anyway to put the roll cage bars through. There is a rule you have to keep the majority of the dash in the car. Instrument panel I think is optional, but I'll just be leaving that standard cluster in there. So a few things straight off the bat. We've got a big crack in the windscreen, so we'll be getting that replaced once the roll cage is in. Ordered some shifter bushings, even though the ones that are meant to be in this car are discontinued, so I've had to order some off another car and we'll make that work. A lot of the guys make custom bushings, so there's a bit to do there. Headline is obviously not in favourable condition, so conveniently that had to come out anyway. So these seats will be going. I've got to get a racing seat, so extra large but not extra tall for me. So that'll be coming shortly. I'll be leaving the door cards on, even though I can remove them and replace with aluminium if I wish in the future. So that's the spare dash that it came with. So it did have a kind of sporty wheel on it, which the guy I bought it off put this standard wheel back on. I've already purchased a quick release. Something I learned is these are on, I think, OBD1 as opposed to OBD2. So my reader doesn't work on this car, but apparently most of the sensors that go have a light sequence on the dash, which you can work out what's going on pretty quick. It's protecting the race car. So just a few things that were kind of noticed after I bought the car is you got a battery terminal here that's pretty damaged. I didn't realise this screw was holding it on there when I bought it, but that's okay. There's a few oil leaks, nothing that I'm too worried about. I'll have to put a heavy duty clutch in it anyway, so it didn't really matter to me there, but those shifter bushings are very torn up, so I've purchased every part to rebuild that shifter linkage. So we'll see how that goes. When I drove the car, it had plenty of rattles, clunks, so I've got to replace every front end component for the suspension anyway, so hopefully that'll solve a lot of it. In the rear, I've only bought the coilovers, rotors and brakes for now, pads for now, and I'll have a look at all of the bushes in there and see what I need to replace once I get to it. So normally when I'm buying a second-hand vehicle, I'd look a lot closer at the car and a lot more things would matter. I'd be looking to see if the doors had been off. So just having a look in here, that's kind of what you want to see there. You've still got the paint on the bolts on the door side and doesn't look like it's been too separated from the other side. If you have a look through here, if I zoom in there for you, it's a bit hard to see. Have a look from up here, eh? One thing when you're looking to buy a car is you just got to see what breed of spiders you're going to get. You know, you really want to know that you're getting a good brown or black spider over a redback. You know, this guy here, he's not too bad. He'll keep the moths and mosquitoes at bay for me. I normally look to make sure that the front guards haven't been taken off, but with this specific example, this is all a bit loose. Got a dent here in the bonnet, so I know that it's had a front end bender. The stickers and the numbers on the side give me an indication that it's not its first rodeo, so hopefully there's nothing major wrong that I don't know about, and if there is, we'll deal with that when we get there. So if you haven't heard of the APRA Racing series, I recommend giving it a search on YouTube. Blendline TV cover most of the racing, so I'd recommend that you look Blendline TV up and watch some of the videos on the APRA Racing series. So there'll be 4 races at Sydney Motorsport Park next year. There's also a race which is going to be televised at Bathurst in, I believe it's April, in the Easter long weekend. So if you're into your motorsport, I'd definitely recommend you tune in. Cold start 1992 Triple S Pulsar. There's that little budget wheel that it come with. Probably a piece of crap, but we'll have a look at that later on. So we'll probably get started shortly and strip out this interior, make it look like a bit of a race car that it's meant to be. It was originally red, as you can probably tell. At this stage, I'm not really too fussed about what it looks like on the outside. I'm just going to get it spec'd up and ready to go and get it on the track and get some seat time and see what happens. Time for a bit of an update, guys. So we've pulled a fair bit of stuff out already. The boot's done. We're now got the back seats out. We're now looking at getting the front seats out. We're a couple of dollars richer. No blood in the project yet. I'm sure the day will come. So yeah, we're just about to pull that passenger seat out and we'll get started on the center console. I do want to be able to drive it around the block, so I'll probably take the driver's seat out, then put it back in. So, but so far it's coming along pretty good. Not seeing anything too unexpected except for the fact that these have melted down. So not sure if that's because of track use and heat. The brakes that are on here are bloody shot. If you can get a look at those, they're not in good condition. Got a massive lip on them. Don't know if you'll be able to tell. So I'll chuck some of this stuff up for sale. Alright, well let's get these seats out and then we'll get the centre console out and go from there. Alright guys, well after about 2 hours of ripping the interior out, this is the result. So I still have the driver's seatbelt in because I may drive it again before the racing seat goes in. There is still some form of underlay on the firewall there on the footboard, which I'll have to remove because I'm sure that's very flammable. Just considering whether I give it a coat of paint in here before I put the roll cage in. The dash would look somewhat like that. That air conditioning console may come out before I do too much more. Door cards are staying in, but overall, pretty good day for the first day working on it, just to get stuck into it. This is the pile of parts that have come out. Floor's rubbish, carpets, and the roof as well. Sneaky Stussy symbol there. So I've listed all this stuff for 250 bucks on Marketplace. We'll see if anything comes of that, but if not, it's going to the tip probably, so if you want it, let me know. I will rip that whole dash out in preparation for the spare dash that's up on the roof there. So pulled most of the wiring out for the old stereo, which I'm just going to pull that through the firewall as I tidy up. So I'm considering doing the dry ice method to remove all this sound deadening, but I might just remove where it's going to get in the way of the cage for now, and worry about the rest as a project for down the track. Just keep it moving. Thanks for watching today. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching.